Having been in the drapery industry for 18 years, we now know what to keep in mind and what needs to be done to minimize errors. Today, I would like to share with you some of these things so you can implement them in your business. Now, let's talk about drapery. Setting customers' expectations. Also using the correct terms, because using the right term from the designer to the client to the window treatment specialist and then to the workroom is very important. Because if you're talking about return size, if you're talking about what you're calling a particular pleat, the industry is trying to make one name for everything, but it's not like that yet. So, you could have a top tack pleat or a Brisbane pleat or a Euro pleat, and they're all the same. But everybody calls it something different. So you have to make sure that you're on the same page with the designer, the client, the workroom, so that when you deliver that product on day of installation, there's no misconceptions. This is what you're getting. So a simple thing of floor length. Is the drapery going to be a quarter or a half inch off the floor? That's one look. Is it going to be touching the floor? Is it going to have a 1 or 2 inch break on the floor? Or is it going to be a huge puddle? None of them are right or wrong. It might be specific for a treatment, but what's important is that you all be on the same page and that you don't come to day of installation and there's a huge puddle and the housewife panics because when they clean the house now, what's going to happen? Another thing is operation. How is the drapery going to operate? Is it going to be a center opening? Is it going to be a one-way opening? Is it going to be hand-drawn? If it's hand-drawn, we always recommend putting wands. Simple acrylic or white wands. Or when you buy beautiful metal hardware, the wands come in the metal and it's very decorative. Because you don't want the client having to grab the drapery to open and close it, because eventually the oils from your hands will discolor the fabric and they can also rip the drapery. Flat Roman shades. Great picture. And that's always how you see a flat Roman shade. You never see it fully down, because fully down, what does a flat Roman shade look like? Flat. It's a sheet. It's just a piece of fabric on the window. And so when you're showing a customer and they show you a picture like this and you say, be aware that that flat Roman shade, at night when you close it, is completely flat. So there's ways around it. So what we do sometimes is we say, well, we can add 3 permanent pleats on the bottom of the shade. So then the shade is never fully flat. You'll have 3 permanent pleats on the bottom. Another one style that we do, which is still considered a flat Roman shade, and this is Design Studio by Hunter Douglas. This is called bars in front, or aventura. So you have bars sewn in the front. So even though it's a flat shade, you have an architectural design. So it's not flat anymore. So the bars could also be in the front, in the back. So this is a great way of doing a flat Roman shade and still having some style to it in design. This is another style, and this happens to be Vignette by Hunter Douglas. This is a Hobbled Roman shade. Also a great style, because when it's all the way down, you still have all the folds in the shade. And then when it comes up, it stacks nice and neat. And this is the tiered shade, which is a great product because it's a small headrail. We like it a lot. I have it in my house. Another thing to remember with Roman shades, especially when you have large Roman shades, anything that's over 1 width wide, you have to seam the fabric. So if you're using just a regular lining and the sun is shining through the window, what are you going to see? You're going to see the shadow of the seam. So we always recommend black outlining a Roman shade that's over 52 inches, because that's going to be the side that has to be seamed.